I give it 1 second. We're good to go.
Great. Thank you. This is the mayor-manager meeting on September the 14th. The time is 8:34, and in the room is Linda Olson, Jade Truscott-Reed, Nathaniel Sierra, Shawn Lewis, Stephanie Carlisle, and Tamara Niles. All right.
Good morning.
I
will start with the September 20th meeting. We've got right now a couple of discussion items. The first one is Inglewood Environmental Foundation COP's redemption and dissolution process. If we have something else to plug into this meeting, there was a request from one department, community development, to push this off. I have pushed back a little bit on that just because we've been discussing it for quite some time, but anyway, maybe we can go through the meeting and then see if that's possible. The neighborhood map is a discussion with the HPC and neighborhood resources, who have been working collaboratively to create a way to identify our neighborhoods and name them. And this will be to discuss the really the public involvement process for that, as well as kind of give council a preview of what the proposed neighborhood names and boundaries are. And then we have, go ahead. And then we have on the regular session a proposed public hearing for the budget, a motion for Broken T back 9 irrigation renovation. Let's see, I'm proceeding with these, but do we have the time frame set for those study sessions? Yes, we do.
We do.
Great, thank you. And then bill for an ordinance for a second reading of the dissolution of ACE. Second reading of amendments to International Fire Code to authorize continued outdoor heating elements, expanded outdoor seating. Second reading, City Council consideration approving the EDDA downtown plan. First reading of ordinance for Inglewood Station PUD. First reading of IGA with Arapahoe County for a 3-year consortium agreement. And first reading of crossing agreement, temporary construction easement with level 3 communications for the installation of new fiber across the ditch. Jade, that's the end of that one, right? Oh, yeah. Any questions on the 20th?
I mean, isn't that a lot? Like, can we add all those up? So you're wanting to put one off, but that's in the study session, right? COP.
Yes. That was the request of the
Eve. Or
well, no, Eve was ready to go forward with it. It's community development.
okay.
But yeah, that's the one request that I have had. The only thing is, could we start the meeting earlier if we, just had a 30-minute study session?
Why is there a rush here?
Why is there a what?
A rush.
On the Eve one?
The first one. Yeah.
Well, because council asked for it.
Yeah, but we could make it the next week, couldn't we?
Well, that's why I was saying, can we go through a couple of meetings and then look at the schedule?
Okay. Yeah, but still, there's a lot on here for the regular. And there's a public hearing on the budget.
Right.
Is there? I don't think that there. I'm looking at it, and how many we got? 3 first readings, 3 second readings.
Okay, we do have 2 that are readings, like 2 that can go on consent, right?
Right.
And the ACE thing.
The ACE thing.
That's a second reading, but is that just because was that a 6-1 vote?
Yes.
Okay, so that one will go fast. We won't have any questions about this, just that it's got to be set on regular. Okay, maybe you're right. So doesn't mean people won't
Yeah.
Also, just an FYI, I won't be at that meeting next Monday, so
Oh,
take anything I say with a grain of salt.
yeah, yeah.
Well, the other thing I would mention about Eve is that I assured them that, we're not ready to pull the trigger on anything with Eve, but I just think that y'all probably are going to need 2, maybe 3 study sessions on this. I mean, it's a major thing, but I think this, in terms of a preliminary discussion, I just think we need to, put the cards on the table.
Okay.
That looks like. And Maria had the council comp done, but I think that community development has some concerns that pertain to the redevelopment. So, all right, moving on to the 27th. See if we can come back to that. 27th is, of course, it's study session, and we've got these 5 items. August monthly financial report. This is a budget workshop that was a placeholder. We don't anticipate it being needed, but if something comes up at the public hearing, this would be where we'll plug in a discussion on it. And then discussion of public consumption areas within the city previously authorized in response to COVID-19.
Is this, yeah, I was just gonna ask about that actually, so I'm glad to see that on here.
Tamara's been working on that a lot. And then proposed ARPA spending. This is just the list of projects. This is also another one that's still, I would call it not quite preliminary, but still early because we don't have the final guidelines yet from the Fed, from the Treasury about, exactly how that can be spent. It's now in public hearing or public comment period at the federal level, and I've rarely seen legislation or rather regulations change once from public hearing, but we'll see. But at the same time, we know what the basic outline of the spending plan at the federal level is, and so we've got some options, particularly now that we've had public comment. And then we have innovative housing strategy planning grant. So this is one, Linda, you may have brought to our attention, and I forwarded that to community development, and they are working on they put together a grant application for it.
Oh, great.
So this would be really to look at how do we incorporate affordable housing into our code rewrite. And there are several things that they require the city to look at and consider. You don't have to approve them in order to get the grant, but you have to consider them. So it's pretty interesting grant layout.
Okay. Good. Well, so do we want to put some times on these?
Sure.
We have some already on the first one, and then the second one we don't think we're going to need, right? Third one we have, then it's the ARPA spending. How much time do you think the presentation needs to be and discussion?
I think the presentation would be maybe 10 to 15, probably 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then discussion is just you all, I mean, this will be your second glance at the list, though it has changed some. And so I think there definitely will be some decisions or direction to give, but I don't know how long that will take.
What do you, 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
I'm thinking at least 30 minutes. I think it may go longer than that because we are
45?
I'm thinking 45.
Okay, we can allot 45 and
I do think the second one, the housing strategy planning grant, will be shorter.
okay, 30 minutes maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. What are the things? Well, yeah. Do you think it's controversial in some ways?
Yes, it's a little controversial, but again, it doesn't commit the city to implementing any of the things that you consider. It
Right.
just says you will give them a thorough,
Yeah.
look at.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Uh,
October. Dang, we're already there.
All right. We don't have any. Am I reading this correctly, Jade? We don't have any study session items?
You are reading that correctly. So this was going to be my suggestion. If we do decide to move HPC, this would be the date that I would recommend. But again, that is at your guys' discretion.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's actually the EVE discussion. I think HPC
Oh,
is ready to go,
apologies.
but-
Sorry.
Yeah.
The only thing with the HPC is that, I mean, it could be a longer discussion, so.
Well,
Let me just find out exactly what the concerns are. I was out yesterday when the issue was raised, so let me, if it's okay, can I talk to staff first and then move it to this meeting if as needed?
sure, and then we just have that thing on.
Right. Which could be a robust discussion, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so October 4th, resolution. So this is when we're bringing back the resolution needed for the housing strategy planning grant. And then recognition of our new our new HR director. And then motion for award of contract to Hallmark Inc. for construction of Broadway Bridge over Little Dry Creek.
Oh, it's gonna be cute little Hallmark cardish, or
I had not seen that contractor's name. And then award for the US 285 congestion mitigation study, first reading of 2022 budget ordinance. CB 40 IGA with Mile High Flood District for Little Dry Creek. And excuse me, 2022 stormwater utility rate increase, first reading. So that's interesting. For some reason, I was thinking we were gonna incorporate all of the utilities as one ordinance. Do you know, Jade, if those just haven't been put on by utilities?
I haven't received anything else from utilities, but I can reach out to Brenda if you would like.
Okay.
And the concern was, are all utilities going to be on one ordinance?
Well, I don't know that they, actually, I thought they could be on one ordinance. I thought we usually did all rate increases, and during leadership team, Stephanie, didn't I mention that we discussed that's what we would want to do?
Yeah, and I thought that Jenny Nolan had also mentioned that one was coming back with all. So I don't know if this one has to be separate or if it was part of it. I'm not clear on that either.
Okay, we'll get some clarification on that.
Okay.
Any questions, thoughts on these?
No, but when will the dog park stuff come back to us, off-leash stuff come back to us?
Oh, we have not seen that. I think that might be for you, and well, let's see the next meeting, Jada. I don't think it's on the future items, is it?
I don't believe so. I haven't received anything from Parks regarding it yet. So I'm not sure if they were waiting for, last night's meeting in order to get everything figured out, or.
I just
But I
looked at
can-
the spreadsheet and it's not on there. So yeah, we need to plug that in. Good catch, Mayor.
Yeah, we need to get that done sooner than later so it can be finished and noticed and ready. So whatever, I'm sure we have time to do it, but just wondering when it's going to come back.
I mean,
And I'm sure
I think we could do any time the 27th or later.
Yeah. I'll check in with Parks today, maybe.
So Daniel won't be at the 20, is it the 20th or 27th though, Daniel?
The 20th next Monday.
Oh, okay. So,
You're just
So
missing a study session, right? Yeah.
And I've already coordinated with Christina to draft the resolution for that. So I think she was planning to put in the agenda request today.
Tamara,
Sounds
do you
good.
have a sense of what's reasonable on that?
Time-wise,
Uh-huh.
I agree with the mayor. I would like to address this sooner and put this issue to bed. But I can have it done probably by the end of the week, the draft resolution.
Yeah.
So we could put it on the 27th.
Well, we'd have to make the 27th meeting a special meeting if that's what you would prefer.
That's right.
Oh, that's a study session.
Yeah, so the 27th will be a study session, but the 4th would be the next regular meeting.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so the 20th would be next week with our regular meeting. 27th would be a study session, and the 4th would be regular.
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay, well, so the 4th, it looks like it's the most reasonable time.
Yep.
And yeah,
My
can we,
calendar stuff.
apologies, Jay, but can you go back to the 4th?
Certainly.
Yeah, so it's not a super full agenda. Maybe we can just keep the study session off
Yeah,
or just have the one.
yeah, maybe that's, we know we'll have a lot of public.
Mhm. So what's the verdict?
I think, why don't you check with your community development folks today about the COPs?
Okay,
And if they really have to move it, for some good reasons that you all agree on, then we'll move it to this, but otherwise leave it where it is and then we'll just start at 6 and let everybody know we're starting at 6. But the
Okay.
regular meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
And we also will have the tree and shrub study session item.
Oh, that's right. Should
Oh,
we add that to the 27th or this one?
what's the time nature of it?
We don't
It's not
have
urgent.
a deadline.
Right.
Yeah, well then let's do that one on the 27th. I think it's important for the public's sake to get the parks situated with off and on leash and get moving on that.
So I'm sorry. So which one do you want it on?
As soon as we're ready with it for a regular meeting, which would be the 4th, right?
Yes, and you're talking about off leash.
Right.
Okay,
So
and then did you want to plug in the shrub one?
that would be the study session. Is that what
Uh-huh.
you said? Yeah. How long will that take?
The memo that I sent out on that wasn't terribly complicated.
Seemed like
So,
a 20-minute conversation, maybe. Do you think?
right.
How about you, Nathaniel? Do you see that as being anything major?
For which item, Mayor? Sorry.
It's all right. The shrub and tree.
Well, I was just wondering about the timing on that because it goes back to code enforcement, which I believe they meet this Wednesday.
Well, actually, Code Enforcement Advisory has already recommended it to council. So I think it just needs to now get a hearing at council.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to go to a study session. So then, Tamara, have you looked over the language or anything like that? Because I thought last night what we did was approve this going in front of you. But
I've seen the memo. It was my understanding the procedure is that the Code Enforcement Advisory Committee would then bring it to council for a study session for council then to decide which language it wants to implement, at which time then I would write the ordinance to amend code to incorporate the changes for presentation, first reading.
okay, perfect. So I'm fine seeing that like on the 27th.
Yeah, let's do that.
Would I work with Maureen to get this item in, Tamara, or?
I actually emailed Maureen last night to
Okay.
ask about it.
Okay.
Let's see. She
Sorry.
No, she responded at 7:30 this morning. See. I'll work with her to get it input.
Okay, I'll circle back around with you guys regarding that one, but I do have it added onto the 27th as a placeholder right now.
Great, thank you. All right, what meeting are we on now?
We should be on the 11th.
Great. So 2 items, overview of snow plowing and ice removal, and overview of curb-to-curb street sweeping program.
Those are the study session items, right?
Right.
And then we don't have anything. That's a regular meeting, isn't it?
It's a study session.
Oh, you're right. I'm just so off on my dates. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you put a placeholder in there for if you think we need a second COPs discussion, that we earmark this for that.
Okay.
If you think we need 2 to 3, are we going to be making a decision soon? Is that what you're hoping?
No, I don't think we are. I think it's going to take multiple just discussions and understanding and potentially involvement of outside counsel.
Then I would caution us of having too many study sessions before the election, because you have at least 2 people leaving and possibly, it could be a 3 people change. That's a lot to bring up to speed. If it's not a pressing issue. But I think this council's asked for it, so maybe we do one with it and then do a second. You maybe fill the new candidates in or the new members in, and then do the second one at another time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about you wasting time with a group that's not going to be the decision maker.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's really going to be the case on a lot of the things next.
Well, if we know we want to make a decision before November, then that's fine. But if we think it's going to take longer, I mean, I think this happens every 2 years. You lighten up your schedule right before an election so that you give the courtesy to the new council.
Right. Okay. Well, let me better understand the issues and we'll do that. All right, so what's after October 11th, Jade? 2 items on the 18th, framework agreement with L&R and recognition of Will Charles and Eric Sampson for passing the AICP exam.
Always fun to celebrate.
And just September financial report. I'm actually just gonna switch to my spreadsheet here.
No, I can get rid of this part and
Okay.
do that if that is better.
Yeah. It's small items. And then we've got the November 1st is the Code Next update. Also motion to approve contract with AEC West for supplemental plan review and inspection. November 8th is boarding commission interviews. November 15th, welcome wheel plan. November 22nd, October financial meeting report. December 6th, wow, we pushed this out, BSA USA. And then November financial report, new boarding commission appointments, preliminary December financial report, walk and wheel public hearing, Inglewood trolley update and future planning. Well, it's good to see departments are really planning it out.
That's great.
All right.
So Mayor, oh, sorry, just to your point, Mayor, we have slotted the board and commission interviews for that meeting prior. So it's the meeting after the election, but prior to being sworn in as council members. Is that going to be okay?
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, we were talking about keeping that one quiet, but based on our new timelines for the holidays and that types of things, this is where we've put it. But I just want to, to your point, is that going to work for you guys?
I think it would be awful to come on as brand new council members and have to do a board and commission interview right away.
Okay, great. Okay.
I hope they wouldn't mind that we're taking care of that for them. What do you think, Nathaniel? It's just so hard to do those. You have no idea what's going on if you're brand new.
So the only problem with that though is that we had the discussion. So their first vote,
Yeah,
voting them in.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Yep. Well, unless, yeah, because they get voted in the next week maybe, right? So
Yeah.
Yes.
that does not work. Oh, I guess I did my last one a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
that's
passed you.
bad. I mean, I don't see us moving it up.
No.
Wait a minute, it's November, what? 8.
But we-
Right, but you can't start your meeting until 8 or something wild like that, right?
They
Yeah,
can't be
so-
sworn in until 8, so we have to start the meeting, kind of wind down old council members. We have a small reception to kill time, and then we swear in new members at 8 p.m. because it's in the charter.
yeah.
But you were thinking the old council would vote in the board and commission members at that meeting?
Well,
Or the
no,
one-
because we
No,
can't,
they were saying that won't work.
Gotcha.
we're saying the new council might have to do the interviews.
To wait until the 13th of December? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, you might have to. That throws everything off of what we decided, but do them on the
You
3rd.
know, at that point, because, you know, we do run into that trouble with the holidays.
Yeah.
So the appointments happen February 1st. So because of this situation, we could push interviews until beginning of January.
Actually, I would still prefer to do December 13th.
Yeah, I think what happened before is we ended up around some kind of thing with, I think what it was hard getting the word out beforehand, but we've gotten so good at getting the word out. I don't know. Can we come back and make a decision on this next week and think about it?
Sure.
I don't know,
Alright,
Shawn,
then.
could you ask council members during your meetings with them what they think about this dilemma?
Yes. I can do that. And then I don't think I had any council requests that came out of last night.
I didn't hear any either.
I didn't have anything written down.
All right. Are we finished?
I believe so.
All right, the time is 9:02 a.m. and this mayor manager meeting is adjourned. Have a
All
good,
right, thanks everyone.
take
care,
care.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Every